Hey you guys, it's me Gemstone at tarotforhealing.com. I hope you guys are doing really well. This is the monthly reading and it is for the Leos. So I'm going to be using the playing cards and I'm also going to be using the Happy Tarot to get into the more specific areas of your life. So I'm shuffling up the deck and we're going to see what shows up for you guys. So let's see, Leos. Let's pull some cards for you. You have the Queen of Spades with the Nine of Hearts, with the Two of Hearts, with the King of Diamonds. So what your cards are kind of telling me is I think that your cards are kind of speaking on love matters. I see for you that there is somebody that is in your life and this person is going to be special to you. Like this person is somebody that you have some kind of love connection with. I think that this could be a really good time for love and partnerships for you guys, and it's almost like I think that the two of you it's about merging energies together. Like, I think that for some of you guys, you have really been either, and this might be a separate message altogether. I feel like some of you guys have been really been working towards things that you're just been either hoping or wishing for. I feel like even if like you just have some ideas in mind, but even if maybe you haven't been putting in entirely all the work, I kind of see that there could be some wishes that can be fulfilled for you. Um but I do kind of sense that these wishes are centered around partnerships and relationships. So I kind of can see that you guys are going to be moving into a more stable position with somebody else in your life. And I think that you're going to be taking more steps in order to sort of solidify things in the month of June. I think for some of you, you're really used to being independent. Maybe you're used to being by yourself, or you're used to doing things your way, or maybe partnerships are something that yeah, it's like you can be in one, but then I kind of get this impression that you may have spent some time um doing things by yourself, trying to make things happen on your own. But then I kind of feel like this person may have come along, and I think that they can be a great companion for you, because sometimes even though you can be independent, there's always going to be things you can't do yourself. And I think when it comes to relationships, it's good to kind of be able to know how to work in a partnership, and not kind of have this attitude of what can somebody else do for me, but having more the attitude of, okay, let's work together with somebody else um that might be different to me and may have another way of doing things that I can get used to, and we can pair together and kind of support each other. And that's the kind of sense feeling that I get from your cards. And yeah, I think it's a good one. um Yeah, and for some of you guys, I almost feel like maybe there's something about some relationships that may be unclear to you or uncertain to you. Maybe even some feelings may be unclear or uncertain. So maybe for some of you guys, this could even be an admirer. Like, even if a relationship doesn't blossom or bloom, this could be somebody that maybe you're just thinking, what do they think about me, or how do they think, how do they feel about me? But then I think at the same time, this might be something that you're secretly hoping for or wishing for with this other person. So, yes, let me get into your happy tarot cards, Leo. So, I'm just shuffling up the deck and we're going to see what shows up. Okay, we're going to see your finances first and then go from there. So, your finances, Leo, you have the Hierophant with the Nine of Wands and the Six of Swords. So what I see for you in terms of your finances and your work is that I almost see this Hierophant as being like a boss or somebody that is may have a higher position than you do. And I think that you're gonna feel like this person is lumping you with a whole bunch of stuff that you have to do. Either they're lumping you with a whole bunch of responsibilities, things that you have to take care of, or I also feel like this can be a card that also speaks of defensiveness and protectiveness, trying to maintain your own. And I kind of feel like maybe some people where you work have been making things a bit difficult for you. That's kind of what I see. I think that somebody could have maybe said something to a boss about you, possibly, or they could, maybe they're discussing something to do with your work. I kind of see other people discussing your work, but not with you there almost. And like that's what I feel like for some of you it could be done that way, or for some of you maybe you've had to go and speak to your boss about something that is going on in terms of your work situation, and maybe while you've discussed it with this person, I kind of feel like maybe you're gonna feel like your position or your work or something that you've achieved for yourself is being threatened in some kind of way, and you're feeling like you've had to defend yourself. I feel like in with these cards that you have tried your best in your work. Like I don't feel like it's necessarily that you've been slacking. I think you've been doing the best you can. But I almost sense that for some reason I kind of feel like it's more behind your back. Like people are just saying stuff to people that are your seniors. That's kind of what I just feel. Um or they just, or even if it's not just you, it could be something that's just taking place in your work in general. Like they might be talking about the work of all different people that work where you work, and because maybe they might be thinking of getting rid of people. Like maybe you're even afraid or concerned that you might be getting rid of at your job as well. Like maybe that's why you're feeling like you're kind of having to stand your ground, or trying to, or having to really prove yourself, or feeling like you have to protect yourself. Like it almost feels like a every man for themselves kind of situation when it comes to your work. And I kind of feel like that could also be incorporated, like that could also have something to do with kind of people feeling a bit thrown under the bus in certain situations, especially people trying to protect their own backs, kind of thing. And but then it's kind of saying that even if you've been through a really rough patch with all this stuff going on, that it's saying that gradually things are getting better. So I don't think you're actually going to be leaving where you're working. I think that you're just really stressed by the whole environment and the whole experience of really having to prove yourself, and again having to do with the stress of being closely um assessed by people that are your seniors when it comes to what you're doing. I feel like they're just being overly critical of you and the work you're doing. But it's kind of saying that over time things will get better. So don't hold on to all the stress and stuff like that. I feel like at some point it's gonna ease. But but this card doesn't show that it's gonna be fully, it's not like you're fully in the clear, but it's like you're moving forward anyway. So at least it's progress. And so the next cards are gonna be for those of you that are in relationships. I shuffled that really badly. It's like they're everywhere. Okay, let me sort them out. Okay. Um. Okay, that's a bit better. So for those of you that are in relationships, we're going to shuffle up the cards and see what the cards have for you. And your cards are for the relationships. You have the moon is your first card, and the next card is the page of swords, and the next card is the ace of swords. So something that you didn't know is coming to light for you. And the moon can be speaking of, it can represent secrets, things that were unknown, things that weren't clear at the beginning. So there can be some illusions with the moon card as well. But at the same time, it can also speak of having really deep feelings for somebody else too, that you may be keeping to yourself, or they may be keeping to themselves. But what I see here is that whatever is hidden or maybe not be exactly clear is going to be revealed at this time, because you're going through some kind of new cycles when it comes to your relationship. And so what I see here is there's a lot of honesty and a lot of truths that are going to be revealed, because the two cards following is the Page of Swords with the Ace of Swords, and they both represent something that is new coming through, and it's a change of perspective, seeing things in a really clear way, things that you just couldn't probably sometimes even make sense of before. Now they make sense to you. And so I kind of feel like this is a really good time for you and your partner to really be able to discuss things and to really be able to communicate really well with each other. Um, but I feel like this card is also speaking about challenges over like adversity. So if you guys have been going through some difficulties with, I don't know, like people challenging your relationships, like people gossiping or people um being involved when they shouldn't be, or just giving opinions that probably aren't even valuable, or you don't even want to hear what they have to say. Like if there's just been anything that's been showing up in your relationships that was causing any kind of difficulties, I feel like they're going to be removed at this time. So that's a really good thing. And I also feel like there's going to be some kind of something is going to be revived in your relationship again once everything becomes really clear and out on the table. So yeah, I see good things in terms of your relationship if you're already in one. So let's see what is going to be happening for those of you that are not in relationships. So let's see what the singles are going to get. You have the 10 of Cups. Okay, with that, 2 of Pentacles. With that, 7 of Pentacles. So what these cards are saying is I think the Ten of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, it speaks of when there was happier times. It's a card that is associated with family, associated with people that, love you, you love them, with kids and all that kind of stuff. And so it's, I kind of feel like for some of you guys, this is what you're really wanting. If you're single, like you're really wanting this 10 of Cups kind of feel in your life. You're really wanting that, like, to have your own family if you don't have your own family. Um, you're really wanting a husband or a wife if you don't already have one. I kind of see that you're really wanting family. And so, and that's understandable. And I think that what it is, especially with the ace of eh, the 2 of Pentacles, is it's like almost having to, how do you get those things, how do you go about finding those things? It's, for some of you guys, you may know for sure what you want, or for some of you, you might even doubt it. Like you might be like, okay, maybe, there's times where I do really want a family and I want all that commitment, and there's times where I actually don't mind being single and stuff like that. But it's like, regardless of what it is that you really want, it's kind of saying that if there is something that you see yourself trying to pursue in the future in terms of a relationship and family, it's kind of saying just take your time with things, because things are going to be growing over time, things are going to be establishing itself over time. So I kind of feel like it's saying yeah, that is, it's yeah, I feel like you want to create some kind of legacy for yourself. And some of you might be really thinking about the future, and even if you don't have kids in your life, you might already be thinking, oh, like, I need to save, I need to put money away, I have to make sure I have enough for when I am at the stage where I want, to have a family and kids and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of feel like you are thinking about the future. But then you may also have to decide between, being very career driven and being more family orientated. Maybe your career means a lot to you at this time. Like if you are single, and you might be thinking, how would I balance that if I decided to have a family? So yeah, that's what I see for you, Leos. And your spiritual cards is the Page of Cups with the Hanged Man, with the Queen of Wands. So what do your spiritual cards say? I think June is a time, especially with the Hangman in the middle, is a time of enlightenment for you. It's a time of seeing things from a new perspective, looking at things in a very different way. And I think that especially when it comes to your feelings about things. I think your feelings about certain things in your life are going to change at this time. I think that it's almost a time where you're going to be reassessing your feelings. So, what I kind of see here is that there may be some things that you have to kind of surrender to, because the hangman could also speak about surrendering to to universal forces as well. So there might be things that you kind of have to just accept that they are the way they are. But then at the same time, it's kind of saying that it's almost it's almost like I get two separate feelings with these cards. I get the hangman that wants to sort of change his perspective and change his outlook on things, and maybe wants to make his outlook on life more positive in general. But then it's like the hangman is more about, giving yourself the time to contemplate and think. Whereas the Queen of Wands is a very action orientated card, and she just wants to do. She doesn't so much want to just stay in this hanging position. She wants to just move on and accomplish things and get things done. So I kind of feel like for you, your passions and drives are definitely showing up, and you do have a highly spiritual like energy that is around you, a very like kind of higher vibrational energy that is centered around you. And I think that this may also come where you may tap more deeply into that energy through meditation, because Haman could also speak about meditation as well. So I feel like if you haven't been meditating or you don't really meditate, it's telling you that I think that meditation will give you clear ideas, and there'll be divine inspiration that you will receive, especially if you are trying to achieve something for yourself, trying to create something. I feel like divine inspiration will come through meditation when your mind is at its most relaxed. And I also feel for you that once you kind of get the balance right in your life, that is you're just going to be feeling more at peace with the way everything is. Um so yeah, that's what I get from your cards, Leo. So peace and many blessings to you. I'll be seeing you. Bye.